Expected to formally announce the recognition of Palestinian state in a statement today, marking a major shift in UK's foreign policy. Starmer had warned in July that unless Israel agreed to a ceasefire and committed to peace talks, Britain would move forward with recognition. Britain's Deputy Prime Minister David Lammy has defended the government's decision to recognize a Palestinian state. In an interview, David Lammy has acknowledged that while the move may not bring immediate change, establishing a Palestine state remains a just cause.
And I think a lot of that is wrapped up in hope. Will this feed children? No, it won't. That's down to humanitarian aid. Will this free hostages? That must be down to a ceasefire. But does this mean that you get or hold out for that two-state solution and stand by the Palestinian cause being a just cause? Well, that was the determination that I and the Prime Minister made at the end of July. But let's make a distinction between Hamas and the Palestinian people. And what do we say to the children of a future Palestinian state? Do we say we have to wait for the perfect conditions before we can recognise a Palestinian state? Or do we say, when we see the E1 development, the expansion plans the Israeli government now have in the West Bank, when we see the decision not to move towards a ceasefire, but instead to attack Qatar and set back that ceasefire, do we say to them, no, you cannot have that Palestinian state that is your dream? And I think that's the assessment, not just the UK, but France, Australia, Canada, Belgium are making at this time.
Meanwhile, Britons are split over the UK government's decision. Some say it's the right thing to do, while others state it is rewarding terrorists.
I don't think it's rewarding Hamas. I think it's acknowledging that there's a people here who are suffering the most awful genocide, and actually it's time for the rest of the world to say enough is enough and give them a place to call home.
I think in terms of the humanitarian crisis that's unfolding and just the state of world politics, absolutely, they should be given a state and recognised as such.
I think it's rewarding the terrorists myself. It's rewarding Hamas. I'm very sympathetic to the plight of the Palestinian people, but I don't think this is the way forward. I think it emboldens them and will only lead to further trouble on the world.
They're sort of abandoned in Israel, really, and with the Hamas, you're almost sort of supporting them, and I don't think that's a good move, you know. That's my own personal view. I think it's dangerous as well, really, going to stir up more trouble than it probably means well, but I don't think it's a good move myself.
Matthew Adam is on the telecast with me. Matthew, thank you very much for joining me. And what are your reactions to London finally deciding to recognise Palestine? There is going to be a public announcement that is going to be made by the Prime Minister of Britain, Keir Starmer, later today.
Right. The United Kingdom is choosing to reward the Hamas government, the Hamas authorities in Palestine, by saying that they're going to recognize a Palestinian state. The move is an attempt to pressure the government of Israel to wind down its war effort in Gaza, in Palestine, and it's political posturing, and I'm not surprised that the UK is doing this. They said some weeks ago that they were going to do this, and other leftist governments, like the government of Canada, have said they're also going to recognize the government of Palestine. I suspect that the decision in the United Kingdom is also driven by the fact that the Labour government is trying to placate its political base, which is hostile to Israel, and also they wish to appease their Muslim voters. They wish to appeal to Muslim voters because that's a lot of what labor needs to stay in power. So,
Right,
this is a
right. But
political
there
move.
has been quite the clamor that has been created from Germany to France to other European nations that at this point of time are decisive in going ahead and recognizing Palestine, keeping in mind a two-state solution is something that was the foundation of ending the war between Israel and its hostile neighbors, particularly Hamas and other Arab nations that have also come out and always supported the two-state solution. There was at the UNGA, a vote that is also going to be had. It has been vetoed by America. It has been supported by a large number of countries from across the globe. Finally, do you think there is some glimmer of hope that that will allow for peace to prevail?
I doubt it. I don't think so. This is just a feel-good measure that left-wing politicians are going through. I don't think it will lead to peace in Palestine at all, because the Palestinians have never been satisfied. They have been Yasser Arafat and other Palestinian leaders were previously offered their own Palestinian state, and they have over and over again rejected the offers that have come from Israel. So, why do we suddenly think that they're going to agree to do this, especially when they can continue getting sympathy from their supporters?
But then are we at this point of time looking at Palestinians as part of Hamas, or is there a distinction at this point of time, and always has been, that Palestinians are a bunch of people, are looking for their own state, looking for their own region to live peacefully with other nations that are on the border, which is Israel? Are Palestinians being equated to Hamas, unjustifiably?
Well, Palestinians are not Hamas exactly, but there is a significant overlap. The Palestinian people, they've done many opinion polls showing that Palestinian people were fine with with Hamas's terrorist attacks on Israel, starting with October 7th, 2023, when they attacked along the Israeli frontier and hit that music festival and killed many innocent people. The Palestinian people, I haven't seen any recent opinion polls, but up until at least a few months ago, the Palestinian people were solidly behind Hamas.
I mean, also, of course, there has been an independent UN commission, a body that has come out and its findings said that there is a genocide that is being committed by Israel on the Palestinians. There have been thousands that have been dead because of that onslaught from the Israeli Defense Forces that does not seem to stop. Stay on with me. Also, meanwhile, there are Israeli nationals that are reacting to the calls of recognizing a Palestinian